welcome. Thank you so much for being here. I hope you're having a beautiful day or night. We're going to tap into the energy that's going on right now, the situation you're thinking about. Just remember it's a general reading and see which messages feel like they resonate for you and hopefully bring clarity to whatever you're wondering. Remember that divine inner guidance is in you, and try to make balanced decisions between logic and intuition so your decisions are sound and based in love and for the highest, greatest good of everyone. So we're all uplifted in love. Now, I did do a pre-pull from my mystery deck, and it's a very comforting, beautiful, but powerful and strong message. It says you have angels stepping in, like they're stepping in. They're helping you out with something. I just heard each other. Maybe they're helping you and somebody else. They're helping both of you with a certain situation. But if this is sort of a divine intervention situation, it's because you're getting bigger guidance for a purpose. So let's see what this is all about. I feel like we should start big. All I could think of is my big wearable blanket I'm wearing today. I have this on because it's freezing here and my heat is so loud and it makes this high-pitched sound, and I find it's kind of irritating when I try to do a reading for you guys. So I shut it off, put on my big wearable blanket, and let's go. Let's dive in. Let's see what's going on. We're going to start with messages from the universe. So let's see what God, Source, Holy Spirit, Christ consciousness, our higher selves, angels and energies of love have for the highest and greatest good of all. What is the opening message that would be the most helpful overall situation that's happening, what you're getting angelic and divine help with? Oh, so you need to get excited again. You need to get excited again. I need you to remember you're not in this thing alone. I'm working on your challenges, and I've already assigned I've already assigned angels to you. Well, there you go. So let go of the stress and just trust me. I've got a pretty incredible ending in store. In fact, that's why you need to get excited again, because the happy ending I've got coming is going to rock your world. Rock with me. I feel like that's a Michael Jackson song. Oh, something's going to rock your world. So angels are definitely, the universe is telling you, if you didn't believe the first mystery deck message, that you're being guided because you have amazing things that are coming. But your job right now, or what they're asking you to do, is to not just believe it, but get excited about it. To have this inner knowing that there's something better on the horizon, that there is something being orchestrated, maybe out there in the unknown where you can't see it, just for you. I just looked at this thing and I thought of like one size fits all. This is not that situation. You're not going to be like swimming in something. This is something that has been tailor-made just for you. Beautiful. I'm so excited that that message came through for you guys. All right, so that being said, let's do the wisdom of the oracle. I feel like we should start general and see where it takes us, to see what other decks of cards to use, because I really don't know. I felt like it might be a love reading, but I was feeling just all kinds of different energy before I started this. So let's kind of get a little, like center that energy a little bit. See about a focus. What do we need to focus on right now? What would be helpful to focus on with angels stepping in, getting excited again? Maybe some of you were getting kind of complacent or bored, or it was like a long dry spell, or nothing was really happening. Or you could have even sort of stalled because of something that was challenging. I feel like you got kind of down on yourself at some point, but I do feel like there is a turnaround. There's something you went through that was challenging because it was giving you strength, or it was a little friction that you needed to get you a different direction. But I'm also getting, like, I keep seeing something stalled or plateaued or something like that. And I do feel like I see somebody trying to turn the clock. I don't know why. And I don't know which direction it is. I feel like for some of you, it was you or someone else trying to turn the clock backwards or wishing they could go back to the past. Maybe that's to redo a situation that didn't go so well. It could also be looking into the past and replaying something that was just so amazing. But I also see someone really trying to push time into the future, like force the clock to go faster. So I feel like all of that forceful energy needs to be just let go of. Let it unfold. Be in the step that you're on. And I feel like there was time involved somehow where that was the time needed for something to be figured out or something to be set up just for you, for the energy to be just right, for every stitch to be just perfect. I just see something like fitting you just right. So let's see. Let's go to this one. Wisdom of the Oracle. A little more clarity, overall situation. Please and thank you. No place like home. Maybe some of you are starting to feel more at home in a certain situation within yourself, like within you, yourself, in a partnership. I do feel like there's something about a home here that is elevating. So I kind of feel like some of you are moving or making some kind of transition, but I feel like this is a particular person or place where it is the most comfortable, beautiful, peaceful feeling. And I feel like it's calling you. Like I hear the dinner bell. Like, what is that? The dinner triangle? So maybe it's about going to dinner. Somebody's taking you out to dinner. I feel like this is where you want to hang your hat. Is that a phrase? So for some of you, this could be you changing where you were living. If you kind of always felt uncomfortable there, you knew there was going to be something better. I do feel like there's like a brief time in between where you're a little lost or you don't quite know how it's going to feel because you haven't really gone into the door yet or turned the light on or put the heat on. But I feel like really fast, something's going to feel right. I hear right, real, true. No place like home. I don't know. I feel like this is a soul calling inside of you. I'm also seeing you feel really at home in your skin, in your growth, in who you are, what you have to offer, how valuable you are. And I hear like not accepting less than. So maybe some of you accepted less than you deserved before. I feel like there is definitely something that you're going to know without a doubt is deserving of your time and your attention and your love. Whatever this is, let's get another message. Clarity on, what is this? Number 50. Maybe some of you are 50 years old, or it's about 50 days. No place like home. This is really weird because I just looked at that and I know I need readers, but I saw no peace at home. So I feel like if some of you didn't have a peaceful situation, I mean, that could have been with family, by yourself, with a roommate, with your spouse, with your boyfriend, your girlfriend, whatever it is. I feel like you are getting divine help in whatever is needed to get you to wherever you're supposed to be, whether that is fixing a situation, releasing anything that was a karmic weird cycle, or really giving you a big, beautiful push into that place being set up just for you. I'm not sure what that was, and I don't think that was everyone's message. Let's get another one. What is another message? Please and thank you. Oh, that's your deep knowing. You're getting big with like divine wisdom here. So maybe there's something that doesn't like have the right words. You don't really know how to explain why you're making certain moves or why you're getting this feeling to do something different. I am seeing with that moon, it's expansion. I also feel like it's illumination. And then you have this owl. So the owl is why you might be moving in silence, or why you had to go through something to see the entire perspective, maybe not just that focus that I was seeing before. Maybe you were too focused on one little area and it was starting to give you blinders. This is a deep knowing. And it's usually kind of confusing because you can't always explain why, you just know. It's like that claircognizance energy. But there is a deep knowing you need to go a certain direction. I hear have a certain conversation. Maybe it's speaking your truth. 43. You are following the star here. But you're like sitting on top of the moon. There's actually 2 moons. Maybe this is something that's going to take 2 months or like 2 cycles that you've gone through. I see also, I want to say maybe two situations you've gone through, and I just heard 3rd time's the charm. Maybe you had to try something a couple times. Or it could be somebody you're connecting to that has the right reflection. I just feel like that card is so beautiful. So I do feel like there's somebody who sees maybe that deep beauty in you. Let's see. Let's get one more from the same deck. These are so pretty. What is one more on deep knowing? No place like home. Angels stepping in, and angels being, what did that other one say? Assigned. You're their assignment. So there's like extra angelic help coming in. This is beyond your, like your guardian angels and your spirit guides and your ancestors. This is archangel help, but this is like extra angels being assigned to you to help you out. So that I do feel like this is because you're following your purpose, or you have a bigger purpose, but you need to be at a certain place or with a certain person or be doing a certain thing to start that process. So I feel like this is a little pusheroo to get that process started, maybe faster than what you were doing on your own. If you were just sort of being left alone in your own free will, but you got a bigger purpose here with your soul or where you're supposed to be, and all this stuff being, you know, divinely orchestrated to be tailor fit just for you, but you kept going in circles, or maybe just going in the same cycle that you were supposed to be out of. I feel like that's why you're getting extra guidance. I just heard redirect your choices. So that's also the deep knowing, could be also really deep awareness, true awareness, which is big, because once you have awareness of your choices or your direction, even, you know, your shadow side, but also your brilliant side too. I just heard you had a brilliant idea that you didn't do. I hope that was helpful for you. So once you have awareness of all that, that's where the changes start. And if you have awareness and you don't make the changes, that would sort of I'm getting like eat away at you. Feel really annoying. Start to feel very uncomfortable. So just so you guys know how it generally works when I do readings. I do get a lot of those extra, very personal messages when I'm just sort of shuffling, when I'm doing like the active meditation thing, because I'm kind of fidgety and I need to do something. But I do find that's when, oh yeah, it is. I just got the goosies down my legs. That's when I get the extra downloads that are usually pretty helpful. It's not just reading the cards or looking at them all together, at least for me. I kind of always get extra inspiration. I like that it always sort of it inspires me. I hope it inspires you too. Also, I haven't said this in a reading in a long time, and I accidentally saw one of my old videos. And I used to suggest, I think in my little intro, that this can be an interactive reading. So if any of you, I'm going to kind of throw that out there. I don't know if I'll put it in the intro again, but if you have cards, or even if you like write, but if you have like oracle cards or tarot cards or anything like that, maybe just play with them when you watch. It doesn't have to be my reading, but any reading, if you like to watch readings, and see if certain things fall out or if you pull a card. Because I find, at least when I occasionally watch a reading, if I'm just playing with cards in my hand, I will pick the card that is shown at that time, at that moment in that reading. And that always kind of feels like double confirmation. And sometimes it's not even that, it's that I clarify with what I'm looking at and what I'm hearing. And then I find that like the next card they pull is the one I was already looking at. So feel free to make this an interactive reading if you're, you know, if that feels like it calls you. It's also a very good way for you to tap into your own intuition. But also if you're trying to learn oracle cards or tarot cards or something like that, it's a very good way to learn. Because it's not about the book definition of anything. It's your own personal interpretation and where those messages bring you, like a little treasure hunt. That's important. So yeah, I hope that was helpful. I'm not sure how that came through, or why that came through there, but maybe that's something some of you automatically do, or would be a very good thing for you to try. Let's get one more. Please, thank you. Oh, yeah. I did think that maybe this was a love reading. So you do have a soulmate. This is really beautiful. At the bottom, you have imagine. So this is whatever you imagine, whatever you dream, you can have. This is the make it happen card in this deck. It's where you step by step take something from being sort of like elusive and, you know, kind of looks like it's in spirit to solidified and real. You now have 3 moons. Technically 4. So maybe something's 3-4 months. It's one step at a time. This is this little person lassoing up the moon and pulling it down to make it closer. This is where whatever you are being gifted by spirit, by source, as far as dreams and goals and desires and anything that you're imagining so big as the moon, that you wish it was here, that you wish it was closer. It's you getting guidance step by step to make that reality closer. I just thought of that song. I think that's Audioslave. It's a really good song. It has that really cool beginning intro sound. That, I don't know if, maybe check it out in the playlist if you don't know that song. 20. Imagine. And here, it's you imagining peace in a partnership, or the right partner where you're just a match, where there's definitely dedication here. I just heard all in. You have number 41. I also feel like with the penguins, there's a really beautiful balance between the masculine and the feminine energy, and it looks like there is somebody that has the right key to your heart. Maybe this is a person that's out there, or you already know, just fit to like a glove, like, you know, another puzzle piece. But a soulmate doesn't have to be love. Soulmates are very beautiful people that come in your life where there is always love. It's not a karmic energy where it's really rough, you know, where you learn that lesson a little faster, get you through it, you know, get you out of it. This is where you learn softer lessons. But soulmates don't have to be in our lives forever. They are there for a purpose, and they have a beautiful reflection of love that goes back and forth to help each other. But sometimes soulmates come into our life for a purpose and a period of time until that lesson is over. And then there's still sort of a gentle release. You don't feel bad about that cycle. You feel grateful for it. You know, it's like that person that you were with for 10 years and you always had that mutual respect with them, and you grow apart. You want to go in different paths. You just want to be doing different things, and that there's still that mutual respect and love to handle that situation gracefully and maturely. So it's like the people that can still be friends. You still want to see the person you love succeed and have a relationship with someone that suits them for who they are now and or becoming, and you wish them the best. It's sort of that beautiful kind of energy. You know, the karmic energy is more like the attachment. You know, it's where, like a soulmate, I feel like that's someone you would learn a lesson of, let's say, patience with. Whereas the karmic energy is a lot more harsh. It's just harsh. You always kind of feel off on your energy. You're always questioning everything too much. And there's also the divine partnership, which is a whole nother level, but that card hasn't come through. So also a soulmate can be just a really dear friend. It's always there. It could be a family member. I feel like you're really being guided to a certain person, whether this is someone you are thinking about now or you haven't even met yet, but this is part of what this beautiful, rocking your world, awesome situation being orchestrated for you is coming on in. So for some of you, that could be an amazing business partner. For some of you, if you are doing something and you have this deep knowing that the place you feel most like home, wherever that is just being alone, being independent, doing your thing. I still feel like there's a beautiful soulmate out there that maybe is also just as independent as you, does their own thing, but I still feel like there's some kind of mutual, beautiful love and support that is going to be helpful for whatever you are doing. Because I am getting that many people have, like here that are watching, I don't think you're all in the same boat. I feel like your vibrations and your energies are similar, but I feel like your situations are different. So let's see. I feel like I got really sidetracked there, but I hope something important came through that was helpful. But now that we got that soulmate, I do feel like we should go into love. So let's do the divine truth. Let's do the divine truth, but I'm going to try my best to put this whole deck together. What are some divine truth messages? Let's just clarify any situation. You got a couple jumpers that you might be thinking about. So you have missing you, player, and thankful. So maybe these all go together for whoever is going through a certain situation. I do feel like this is, I don't know, the first thing I thought of is that somebody thought, I'm going to say they thought the grass would be greener, or they thought they wanted to expand their horizons, to get out there. And then they're doing the big old turnaround and feel like they made the wrong decision. They want to change their ways. The grass was not greener, and they're really missing you. So I do think that's one situation. I'm also just seeing that with this player energy, it's not somebody that wanted to play that. I feel like that wasn't for everyone. I feel like with this is just somebody who was emotionally immature, maybe spiritually immature, maybe immature with something, but not in every area of their life. This is just somebody who was learning some lessons, and I feel like you came through to help them learn those lessons. This is somebody who was just immature in love, but I kind of feel like that was in the love that you give. Not that they haven't had any partnerships, but I feel like you had something special and they didn't recognize that until maybe they did make the wrong choice with someone else or try to do something on their own, but they just always want to come back to you. I mean, here, this guy is leaving the whole beautiful universe into this dark vastness of nothing. His heart is bright and red, but kind of being torn apart here. This person's crying in the dark, and all they're thinking about, too much in their head, even though their heart is pulling them somewhere else. It's like the farther they got away from you, the more their heart was ripping. Whereas I feel like here it was whole and healed. But sometimes people need to go into this dark place to heal themselves. So they are in a different energy that matches that amazing energy there when they go back. And that could be you too. So this is having thanks for all those experiences, even the crappy ones, the crappy partnerships, the crappy decisions you could have made. They made you stronger. They made you grow. They made you recognize things you won't do and things you will do, what you deserve and what you don't, how you have grown and what you won't repeat like you did when you were a kid or in, a different relationship. We may not be together right now, but my heart misses you dearly. So for some of you, you felt like home to someone. They had a connection with you right away, soulmate, divinely. And they had this deep knowing, but maybe somebody's head was taking them in a different direction. Maybe this was somebody being obedient to the wrong alpha, the wrong person. Because I don't feel like you made anyone do anything. Like sit. I feel like that's kind of a harsh energy. I feel like your energy was equal, not one overpowering the other. It's sort of what I see. This is someone who's immature, lacks emotional intelligence, and just be aware of their intentions. So you also have angels stepping in here. So if you get a deep knowing that you have this big, beautiful heart here where I just hear give somebody like the benefit of the doubt, or maybe you see potential in someone, but their actions keep repeating into immaturity land somewhere. And I feel like that may have hurt you. Then you are getting guidance and help and this inner knowing to guide you in a different direction towards something that is equal with you, not lower than you. And it's not that somebody's lower, it's just an energetic mismatch from what you need. There is somebody that's definitely thankful for you, that they have you in their life for the small and the large things you do. So for some of you, someone had to go away and get a little more mature. For some of you, someone had to go away and get a little more mature, but that helped in their connection with somebody else. Maybe not necessarily coming back into your life. I just feel like this is that thing I saw with the soulmates, where someone's just mature and happy for the other person, for whatever it is that they choose. So let's continue. Those all fell. I don't even know where the deck is. Oh, it's right, of course, it's right in front of me. All right, let's get some more messages, but I feel like maybe we should clarify these. I don't think these are all the same situation. I'm also seeing some of you, I mean, some of you could have had a really, really amazing connection, and maybe that got severed, or there was distance. Maybe that was for a reason that was divine or personal. I do feel like some of you may have really, really missed someone, and maybe you thought that just getting out there, finding someone else, giving someone else a try was the solution, but I feel like that was more of a rebound kind of thing, like just substitute what you were feeling if you hadn't healed yet. And maybe that person wasn't the right person. And that was like a really quick karmic lesson. In and done. That wasn't right. And I feel like maybe it was dealing with somebody who was a little immature, and you found out right away that's not your match. And I think it's even being thankful for that moment. So let's clarify all these. I feel like with the love readings, I get so many different little scenarios and messages that come through, that it's definitely not like a big group of you that are all going through the same thing. That's not how these messages come through for me. I just see all kinds of little scenarios. So if that is not your scenario, do not force Cinderella's slipper to fit on in there if it's not your situation. That was just a message for someone else. You'll know, you'll have an inner knowing if you know that's your situation. All right, let's get a couple more just to clarify all of these. Yeah, somebody maybe is out there in the dark. They're getting ready to turn around. They're figuring out what they feel and or gaining some spiritual or emotional maturity on a situation, and they're hoping they don't lose you. They're hoping that they didn't wait too long. Maybe they're almost ready. I don't want to say to beg for your forgiveness, but I kind of got that. Like they want your forgiveness. They're even maybe putting you up on a little pedestal if they're comparing you to anyone else, and there's no comparison. But there's somebody who doesn't want to let you go now. Maybe they had to before, or they did. And you will hear from me very soon. Just don't give up on me. I feel like this is somebody who is thankful because you always believed in them. But I am sort of getting that somebody had to believe in themselves, put some energy into them, have some healing, make some different choices in their life, maybe even learn how to speak up about what it is that they are feeling rather than keeping it bottled away and crying about it in silence. Another message, please, and thank you. That's really nice. You got somebody that's wanting to surprise you, or maybe somebody coming back is the surprise to you. But I'm also seeing that it's how somebody comes back. I see you as being very thankful for how somebody's changed or what they are doing different. This is somebody that wants to surprise you, not just once, but they want to, I just thought like somebody wants to buy you flowers every day. And then I just thought of the Miley Cyrus song. Like, I'll buy myself flowers. Maybe it's that. It's sort of that, it's that you don't really need the flowers. You can buy yourself the flowers. I feel like that is you and your personal power. That's you knowing what you deserve. You want flowers today? Go buy yourself 3 dozen roses because you're beautiful and you deserve it. But I feel like there's somebody who wants to give a little extra, or they want to just bring you something not on your birthday, not on Christmas, and not on, an anniversary, but just because they can. So life is full of surprises, and I have something special planned just for you. I do see you as being very thankful, and I also see this is coming, or I just saw rooted. saw those flowers being rooted as maybe an inner knowing, an angelic help that was sent to a certain person to help guide them to be a part of the surprise. Maybe somebody was, like I see somebody's form changing. I don't know what that is. I feel it's energy. You know, if somebody's tailored to fit to you, I feel like there had to be some fine tuning in somebody's energy to fit yours, but I don't think it was just that person. I think it was both of you. So let's get one more. I don't think we even did tarot. So let's do one more and then get some tarot messages. What is one more? Please and thank you. Of course, we have a couple. So yeah, that's your energy. That's what was being fixed. Your energy was never forgotten. And this is interesting because I saw you being placed on a platform here. And I do feel like somebody maybe thought they didn't deserve you. Or they, you know, just sort of made choices they weren't proud of, but knew you deserved more. But now it's not just you on that platform. It's somebody believing in themselves too. Knowing that it's 100% situation, not just 50-50 or half-half. This is where there's that equality, that evenness. It's still balanced somehow, but I feel like it's you're growing and walking together. Somebody's making you a priority. They're recognizing how beautiful your energy is, how it created transformation in their life. But if somebody had to go into that cocoon here to learn how to fly into the universe or change their world and their universe, that takes time. I've transferred into my higher self because of you. Your energy changed me. Oh, you have the weirdos at the bottom. Yeah, that's my favorite card in this deck. I'm so glad that that's sticking up and looking at me right now. So, and then somebody's making you a priority, but it's also because they believed in themselves. They saw that if you saw something so beautiful in them, they need to believe that they deserve you too. You are no longer an option. I am making you a priority. And this is somebody who is following through, not just in and out in these player ways, talking the big talk, you know, and then not showing up, or in and out, up and down, hot and cold, whatever it is. This is somebody who has become solid. They made some real changes, and I feel like someone's done the work. And at the end, they're just a bunch of weirdos together. That's my favorite card. Look at this card. It's, it's just so weird. Look at the horse's eyeballs. Dinosaur. It's just, it's not about wearing a mask. It's that your true weird self, beautiful, all the facets of you, however you like to dress, is perfect. It's somebody loving everything about you, your quirks, your imperfections, the things that they think are the most beautiful thing they've ever seen. All of it. The whole package is what excites this person and excites you too. I feel like this is not something that you ever didn't know. But for some of you, if this is a new person coming in and that is the surprise, you're going to be very thankful and not want to let go of someone where you are your just true, weird, beautiful, authentic self with them. This is where you feel like home. You know, whether you're wearing a sexy suit and your ball gown or your PJs or nothing. And for some of you, this weirdo energy is your best friend or maybe your business partner. Maybe you do something really weird together, but you kind of just get each other. It's not about anyone else understanding, you know, what you see in the other person, in their soul. You make me feel, that's what I say before. That was with this one. This is somebody that feels so comfortable in their skin. Good days, bad days, you know, on their ups and their downs with you, and they feel like they can be themselves. So if somebody was in any situation and they had to figure out that it just wasn't them, it didn't suit them, it didn't fit them. Maybe it did at one point, but it stopped feeling right. This is somebody coming back, coming in, or that you meet where it just feels right. You feel good around them. It's like two weirdos in a pod together. I just love that card. All right, so let's do a tarot. Let's do some tarot just to get a little balance for this reading. I just go with it. I feel like if those messages and the oracle cards just continue to come through, it's because that was what was important to hear. So let's get a couple tarot. What would be helpful? I feel like we should clarify that missing you. Let's just clarify with these instead of doing a whole foundation. So a little clarity on missing you, not being together. Maybe that's going on right now. Or that could be in the future too. You might meet somebody, feel right at home, and then there's darkness or something had to happen and you just can't understand why you miss this person you didn't even know very long so much. It's still working you towards that ending where you're getting all that divine help. Just trust the process. Maybe it's giving you a little space to work on yourself while someone gets their, you know, I just heard their you know what together, or, you know, just changes. Changes aren't always made in a day. I just heard, thanks. I actually heard a day can change everything. So maybe these are bigger changes that have gone on, but maybe it's one day that makes a really big difference. Huh. What a difference a day makes. Is that a song? I think that might be a song. Clarity, I'm missing you. Please and thank you. Yeah. Well, I did say before I wasn't going to address this because it didn't come out in the soulmate, and yet I still went on that rant about soulmates and karmics, and I sort of hinted at the divine union, and that would be why. You do have a divine union coming in. It's your perfect weirdo. You've been weirdos for eons, and you're going to be weirdos forever together. So this is where somebody doesn't just fit you just right. It's like your mirror soul. It's so different, divine, special, and probably the most confusing thing you ever have had happen in your life or is coming in. So whoever watches these particular readings, and I don't think it's really the shorts, I think it's the ones, you guys, who sit and actually hear all of the messages, because the shorts are good. They have little blips of wisdom and insight that come through, but I feel like it's that strand and connection that happens in the readings where it really, really hits the deeper situations. And I feel like a lot of you do have this kind of connection. You know, if you're already connected into spirituality, you have this deep knowing. There's more, there's something. You know the energy. You feel things. You know, you have experiences that happen to you that maybe don't happen to many people around you. For some of you, you are being gifted a person in your life that you can talk about those experiences with. For some of you, you have connected with someone that is actually experiencing something on a very different level. Maybe they're really good at the 3D world, the business world. You know, everyday situations, finances. I just heard what stocks, investments, stuff like that. Maybe somebody actually knows how to build a home. Maybe they just weren't gifted the experience where spirituality, whatever that is, was opened in their world. Just wasn't there. For some of you, it could be a difference in someone's heritage or their age or their religion, their beliefs, whatever it is, it's still, because that dichotomy of energy is what's going to open both of your minds, catapult your souls. And I feel like if this is so special that it's coming into your world, it's because it's not a normal cycle. It's not a normal lesson. This is something different. Because you've probably gone lifetimes, probably hundreds of lifetimes, and not gotten the chance to be in the same one at the same time. That's why it's so different. You get to this time. And I do feel like this is coming through because you get to actually bring something together. But that's not all of you. Everyone's journey is different. There can be a divine union that is so different and so special in your life that you have a bigger purpose that you are meant to be doing on your own. And it took meeting only that person to get you on that path of what you're supposed to be doing, because I still feel like it's somehow elevating the world. It's taking you into a, like a different universe of frequency. I feel like some of you are healers. But this is definitely where you are healing each other in a different way. I just feel like there's a coming together of differences that are so, so beautiful here. And I get a little weird on the label, I do. There was a time when I did readings, and they weren't on that many cards when I started doing readings, because I started doing these a long time ago before I had my little hiatus and went away. And there was only like maybe 2 decks that had that label on it. But yet the concept has been around for a long time. I just thought of Edgar Cayce and his wife. I feel like that would be a good example of a twin flame dynamic, where there was something that is absolutely one of the most unusual, special things that's happened in hundreds and hundreds of years. He's one of the most documented psychics that ever lived. He did not really want his gift nor know how it was happening. He was very religious. So when he would fall asleep and go into these trances and talk about things of what anyone wanted to ask about, they weren't really what he believed, nor did he know how he got that knowledge. And it was pretty amazing. And the only reason everything is documented is because his wife would sit there and document everything. They fulfilled this beautiful purpose together, but they needed each other. I don't know if you guys know who Edgar Cayce is, but maybe he's somebody to look up. I also feel like there's something about him where he would fall asleep on his school books as a kid, and he'd like wake up and know everything in the book. It's like he kind of cheated his way through school. He just knew everything. He just like, I'll just go to sleep on my book. And like he knew everything. And I think he had like, I'm so going back in my brain file, so I apologize if I'm a little off, but there were a couple of moments in his life where he lost his voice. He couldn't talk. His throat chakra completely shut down, and he didn't know why he couldn't talk. And somebody suggested hypnotherapy, and he was placed under hypnotherapy, and all of a sudden he started talking and found out he was like gifted and knows all this stuff. And I think he tried to stop doing readings a couple of times in his life, and he actually lost his voice every time until he started doing it, but he had to learn balance. I think he would only do a reading or 2 a day and had to make sure he didn't overexert himself or it was too much energy. Thank you for weird messages, like all the random knowledge I have in my mind, because I just feel like what I know is just that little, I feel like I'm the catalyst. I have so much random information in the old noggin, but I feel like this is a beautiful place where it has a beneficial like channel, no pun intended, to come out where it can be received, but then you can take that and make that personal. Like if you're into whatever I said, you can go on your own journey and find out more about it or not. I just heard bees really loud. Maybe I have to say that message again. That some of you need to be a beekeeper. If that's maybe an idea. I don't know why that slipped through right now. And now I feel like I have to sneeze. So let's pause you 1 second. So I did sneeze pretty big, one big one. But I feel like energetically, a sneeze is also a release of energy. So maybe some energy needs to be released. That being said, we do have the, I'll show you that. I'll pull another card though. There is the Ace of Wands, which is usually a buildup and passionate energy that comes through. But regardless of the label, this divine union is unconditional love. And I feel like once that reflection is the unconditional love, not just in somebody else projected out there, but it's also an internal projection in you, is when that union really comes together. The Ace of Wands is a very masculine energy. It's a lot of passion. It's like that buildup of energy, that big burst, that big start. Also a really creative energy. So maybe it started with passion. Maybe it starts and ends with passion. We'll take this, I'll pull another card. It's a beginning. I want to say light. There's something about light, fire. What is one more to be helpful right now for you guys? Oh, that's really powerful. You got the divine masculine coming through. So maybe this is where the fire needs to come from. Maybe this is that start, that yang energy. If this is an emperor that was this way, this is somebody powerful but a little lost because they are not tapping into that inner knowing. When this energy is up, it's so strong. It is the pursuer, the provider. It's all of the kings combined. The lover, the father, the grandfather, the friend, the boss, the neighbor, everything. The emperor is, for me, someone who's relatable. Not just sitting there on their throne making decisions, but the emperor makes decisions. The emperor can build a kingdom or kingdoms. The emperor knows how to get it done. And usually, I don't want to say has the final say, but knows when they need to take advice in and what's good advice to use and what to just toss and throw away. The emperor is one that knows how to delegate duties because the emperor is just not all about work. The emperor knows when to take some time off and relax and have some, I just heard sassy time. So maybe there is an empress. The 4 is a very solid, stable place to build upon. But this particular emperor, it's also an Aries energy. It's like a skull. So I do feel like this emperor had to have a big transition, almost like maybe death of ego, to have enlightenment of soul. What is one more? King of Swords. Maybe you connect to an air sign, or this is an emperor who is making plans, thinking clearly, opening up his mind to bigger possibilities. There's literally an open brain there. Writing down those ideas. There's a hookah. Maybe this emperor likes to smoke, or it's about meditation, or maybe the smoke is clearing. Maybe the emperor had, I want to say beautiful dreams or beautiful thoughts. There's all these beautiful flowers up here. So maybe the emperor had to blossom. Or I kept wanting to say the emperor, the king of swords, Gemini, Aquarius, Libra. This could also be you. It doesn't have to be a gender thing. But this is somebody who knows how to communicate. Unless they're upside down, then they're Focus is small. I just heard their attention span is short. Maybe it's even their, what is that? Something that's short. What am I getting? Like somebody is short. I don't know why. Maybe somebody's short. Maybe that's it. Maybe somebody's not so tall. I don't know. Or maybe somebody else is tall. I don't know why I'm getting stuck. Maybe that's what happened. Maybe this King of Swords got stuck in his thoughts or in a mindset. And maybe that's what's changing. King of Swords, upside down, the King of Swords can be very cold, very cut off. Really keeping his thoughts to himself, or he could be one that spews everything he thinks and regurgitates it all out there, and it kind of is like a ping pong ball all over the place. Like making a decision, changing their mind, making another decision, changing their mind, but there's like lack of focus. Upright, that king is focus. But the King of Swords has to learn to follow his heart, or only focusing on logical land or the intelligent side of something is leaving out how powerful and intelligent the heart is. And the energy around the heart is bigger than that of the mind. What's one more? I want to clarify that king. You got another king. So maybe it's about grounding those thoughts. Maybe this is someone who has earth and air in their chart. Because now this is somebody who has ideas, knows how to speak and communicate, very smart, very witty, very intelligent, usually very funny too. And now grounding those ideas on earth to build an empire, a kingdom. Maybe this is somebody who has this potential, but this is where they start. I said something before about bees, right? There it looks like there's a little beehive up there. There's a bee. I did see a bee and I didn't know why. Huh, that's so cool. There's also a little picnic here. You do have someone planning something for you. There's all these notes here and there's cash on the ground, but I feel like this king is now looking at the emerald. It actually looks like a scarab too. Interesting, because I think the scarab is, it looks kind of like the brain. Like if you look at ancient Egyptian jewelry, the form of the scarab is sort of like the different sections of the brain. And I don't know why I'm thinking this. And again, I could be wrong, but I just thought of I don't know what it's called, the membrane in your brain that separates the right and the left hemisphere. I believe it's thinner in a woman's brain than in a man's. And let's just say, for instance, just my theory, but that's why a masculine can usually have a direct focus on something for a long time, whereas a feminine energy is generally able to really bounce around and multitask and handle different things, be on the phone, hold the baby, do something over here, and it's more natural. Maybe you do something where you study the brain or brain patterns. I just thought of a book. It's called This Is Your Brain on Music. I don't get books very often, but there is a book here. And maybe that is an important book for somebody. That was actually given to me as a gift, maybe 20 years ago, a long time ago. But I feel like it's more about the value of this experience with the picnic than the paper cash that could so easily go up in flames. I feel like this is something, I just thought of the Emerald City. I feel like this king is seeing value in different things than he or she used to, because this is very ego. But when it's this way, this is a king that has the potential to really put his or her hands on something where they love what they're creating and they're all in. And it becomes manifestation that feels more magical and fulfilling than just filling in the gaps with stuff. That was a lot. I didn't expect this reading to be a big one, guys. It was a big one, but I did start with my big Snuggie or whatever this is. It's actually Coleman brand. This was given to me by my sister's husband for Christmas, and I think I've been wearing it like every day. So, good gift. Anyone likes to feel comfortable, I'm just gonna throw that out there. I am not sponsored by Coleman. But let's get a rock star. Also, that's Taurus, Capricorn, and Virgo. I feel like those two particular kings like to come out together. So I do feel like that is probably one person that has earth and air in their chart, but maybe also with this a little bit of fire too. But if you're missing the water energy, maybe that was the big piece. Maybe that was the missing piece, was the emotions. You do have somebody, where was that other card? You're like, your player card. This was somebody who was lacking emotional intelligence. So maybe this was somebody who pretty much almost had it all. And they had like one little thing they had to fix. Maybe that was why you were brought into someone's life, or why somebody needed a little distance to figure that part out. That could also be you. If you're mirroring somebody, it's not just one-sided. There's two sides to that coin, to that mirror. I feel very relaxed with this reading, even though I usually get to, you know, the end and I want it to like, we have to hurry up and sum it up because people don't have much time to watch readings. But I feel like these messages are really important for someone, for many of you. And I just trust that they go to where the messages are going to be helpful. All right, let's get a rock star. Oh, I love that Beck came in. You got innovation, doing it different, being innovative, having those wheels turn a different way. I always feel like innovation is like being able to take something completely apart and put it back together better, mix it up. Maybe I could find a really good mashup song as well. I do feel like there's some kind of blend of really different energies that just work together perfectly. I started auto shuffling. I guess we're getting another one. Who do we have? Lauryn Hill. Treasuring these lessons. Look at, what does this say? I don't even know. It says something here, but I don't know. Limb? Maybe somebody's Lim, Lin, LM, BIOF, R. Also, there's a pattern of a mountain. There's a quote. It's like every mountain has two valleys. I think it's something like that. It's in that pretty little book that I was given. I feel like there's something about a gift. For some reason, I keep talking about gifts. And then at the bottom, you have time to let it go. Maybe a moth to a flame. I just heard she's got legs and she knows how to use them. I saw that. And I also just thought of the Lady Gaga song. Been a long time since it came around. Been a long time, but I'm back in town. This time I'm not leaving without you. She says something about tastes like whiskey when you kiss me. Oh, I'd give anything again to be your baby doll. And this time I'm not leaving without you. Sit back down where you belong, on the corner of my bar with your high heels on. Sit back down on the couch where we made love the first time, and you said to me, there's You almost got it out of me. I'm not going to keep going. That is one of the loud songs. But yeah, it's something about your high heels. And something about a guitar, guys. Maybe one of you plays a guitar. And Trent Reznor. Release. Let go. Trust. If you have a hold tight on anything, you are not allowing the space for the energy to work out, for someone to learn or have free will, feel how they feel, or divine energy, where are your angels that you started with to come on through and help you out. So put your energy into you, the step you're on. Also, the connections you have that you know, in that inner knowing, are in your life for your highest and greatest good. And if they are not, it's letting those energies go unapologetically. Because I do feel like some of you who have outgrown something, but if you're holding on to that old past, your arms are closed too tightly for this beautiful new energy, situation, partnership, whatever's being orchestrated perfectly for you, tailor fit to come in. And with this, I bid you adieu. Whew. I hope this reading was helpful. Thank you so much for being here. I feel so blessed, so blessed to connect with you every day. And with this, I'll see you mañana. I love you so much. Thank you.